How's it going, everyone? Thanks for joining us tonight on Twin States News. I'm Nicole Menner. The 2019 College Draft Showcase season kicks off this Saturday as the 94th edition of the East-West Shrine Game will take place. The longest-running college all-star game will feature a handful of athletes from the great state of Mississippi. Beginning with Ole Miss, 4 former Rebels will have a chance to showcase their skills. Wide receiver DeMarcus Lodge, quarterback Jordan Ta'amu, defensive lineman Sean Rawlings, and defensive back Zedric Woods will be representing Ole Miss. For Mississippi State, senior long snapper Hunter Bradley and tight end wideout Jordan Thomas will be the 27th and 28th Bulldogs to play in the game all time. The Shrine Game kicks off from Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida at 2 o'clock Central Time on Saturday on NFL Network. The Saints will end a 9-year NFC Championship game drought on Sunday when they welcome the Rams to NOLA. For Sean Payton and Drew Brees, this will mark their third together since the two arrived in New Orleans back in 2006. And that's something that Drew Brees says has helped them get to where they are now.
I appreciate it a lot. Listen, we've had a lot of time together. And so there's things that we can reference that might be unique to our relationship, different than others. We've had 13 years together. So something can come up through the course of the game, and we can midstream adjust very fast. And we can reference something that happened this season or reference something that happened 10 years ago based upon a look that we're seeing or just a situation. And I think that's unique.
It was a high-scoring night in the Bay Wednesday as the NBA's two best offensive teams in the month of January met on the hardwood. The Pels entered it winners of their last 5, while the Warriors were coming off a record-breaking night, scoring 51 points in the first quarter in their game against the Nuggets back on Tuesday. And while NOLA led by as many as 17 points, the Warriors would storm back in the final 2 minutes, winning it 147-140. That marked the most Pelicans points ever in a loss, while they also allowed the most points in franchise history.
I thought we played, well, but when you play the champs, there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be ebb and flow in the game. And, we hit a spot where we had a couple of turnovers and, they made really tough shots. I mean, the shots that Steph made are not wide open shots. They're challenge shots. And he made them. And then, you have to give something. So, we forced Draymond to be a shooter, and he made them, and that's why they're a championship team. I don't think there was anything wrong with the way we played. Usually if you score 140 points and make 19 threes, you got a chance to win the game. And, we were right there and just didn't make a couple of plays down the stretch.
Houston Rockets star James Harden putting up ridiculous numbers as of late. In addition to recording his 18th straight game with 30 or more points, he dropped a whopping 58 Wednesday night in an overtime loss to the visiting Nets. It was Harden's second straight season high after scoring 57 in a home win over Memphis back on Monday. The Beard becomes the second player ever with back-to-back 55-point games, and Harden joins the elite company of Wilt Chamberlain. He's reached at least 40 points in 9 of the last 12 Rockets contests. Well, starting next week, NBA refs and fans will be able to interact during select games. NBA referees will answer questions about calls in real time over Twitter for the remainder of the season. This begins next week with the Warriors-Lakers game on Monday and Wednesday's Spurs and 76ers game. Fans can tweet at official NBA refs or use the hashtag RefWatchParty to get responses from officials who are watching the game. This experiment was first tried out last season during a finals game, and the feedback was positive, so they decided, hey, let's try it again for the rest of the season. Kind of a cool way to get fans to interact, but I'm sure those refs get a lot of negative tweets of people complaining about the calls, and I'm sure they ignore those ones.